it's a very good evening to Jenna, Gygi.
Good evening.
I'm trying to pronounce your name correctly. I think I did it the English way. I went Gygi. I meant to say Gygi.
Almost there.
Oh.
Very correct. No, it's good. It's a Gygi, but it's very difficult in Swiss. So all
Gygi.
good. Yes, correct.
Yes, thank you. I'm trying. So I don't have a wingsuit background, but I've got FAI gold medals as a background. So I think that's appropriate for you, Jenna. Let's just tell everybody who's tuned in what you're doing and who you are. Wingsuit pilot, professional, acro, competitions, coaching, filming, everything's going on for you. What's happening right now? Thanks for joining us, by the way. I know you're very busy with your time, so thanks for giving me this
Not
moment.
that busy. I also have some free time.
So what's going on? What have you just done and what are you doing next?
We actually just came back from a training week in Seville.
Yeah.
We started our training for the World Championship in Eloy quite early, already last year actually. So we just finished another training week last week. And I don't know if you really want to know that, but after the AGM this weekend, we're heading to Maldives.
Wow. So you're going to the British AGM, right?
Yes, exactly. That's a short trip, as you probably know. We're going to the AGM this time just for just mainly to see people again and seeing a bit who's there, because it's been 2 years. Yeah, the last AGM was 2 years ago.
Yes.
So yeah, we just want to go there and have fun and listen a few of the talks for sure.
Yes. Are you booked in for anything official? Are you doing any seminar or anything?
We're not doing any seminars, but we do want to listen to a few, especially the one from Chris Sears about how can you become an old skydiver. Yeah. And for sure also the seminar of Alan Hewitt and what was it? Roth, I think Roth something. About like the business, the film business with in skydiving.
That's another thing you're doing. I didn't mention that. You did a big Chinese movie, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Actually, also already 2 years ago. That was a really fun project. But honestly, since then, it's been a bit quiet, thanks to our lovely COVID. But I do hope that this is going to start again this year, because yeah, like that's actually my favorite part of the job sometimes. Yeah.
How did you find it being around the film people? It can be, you know, very long days with stop and start. Some people don't like it.
I do enjoy it, but what's sometimes quite difficult is, you know, like they have that certain vision or that kind of stunt they want, and it's sometimes like, you know, like, dude, like that's not even possible.
Yes, yeah.
So basically explaining, let's say, normal people, like, look, this is what we do, this is what's possible, is sometimes super tricky, like, because they have all these kind of like fancy visions of like, oh, that needs to be like this and that, and then like, hey, it's, you know, it needs to be safe at like as well, but this is sometimes a bit a tricky part, but all in all, it's super interesting.
I mean, the first thing I did like that was filming a commercial in Pura Brava, and the director's shouting, you got to go now. Said, dude, we're like 7 miles out to sea. You know, you have to wind them in a little bit sometimes.
It's definitely sometimes a bit stressed, yeah. And so there, I think the lack of understanding of what we're doing is sometimes not helping, but all in all, I think it's been good so far.
Good. Well, you're getting ready for Eloy. I mean, you won the US Nationals back in 2018. I mean, as a guest team, it must have been a massive achievement to do that. You must have felt so.
Yeah, actually, I think the US National was also the first outdoor competition I was doing with Jarno together.
Yeah.
I think that was our very first outdoor competition together. And I think we had a lot of pressure behind our backs, because a lot of people were hoping, like they sort of expected us to be like, oh, these guys need to be really good because they've been training in the tunnel, because that was really like that big thing, especially in 2018 when it really started. Yeah. So yeah, I think there we definitely showcased the flying, like that the tunnel helps. It's of course not the only thing, but that it's a tool that can help.
Yeah. Your flying is absolutely insane. I've been looking at your videos over the last couple of years and things. And I'll tell you what it reminds me of, Jenna. I'm a belly flyer, and when I started back in 1990, then in the early 90s, we went to the closest tunnel for us was the Land, the old sky one there. And the first time I saw a world-class FS jumper, four-way guy in there was Gary Smith. And I saw him turning, and it blew my mind. Bam, is a precision of turn. It absolutely blew my mind. And nobody's done that since until I saw you doing your acro in the tunnel. It's crazy what you can do. It really blew my mind to the same level.
But if you compare it now from what you've seen probably in 18, like now it's so much better even. Yeah. And I think we're still having a long way to go to even, I think what we see in belly flying, like I'm pretty sure that's also possible in wingsuit flying. Yeah. I mean, like the precision and the speed of the docks and stuff like that. Yes. But it still takes a few years, I think.
When you were at school and when you were growing up, did you have an idea that you were going to do something like this with your life, something different, with the circus? Or did you think you were going to go down a normal route? What did you think you were going to do?
No, I never really thought about becoming like a professional skydiver because I studied marketing and I used to work for many years in advertising agencies. Right. I always had a thing with flying, funny-wise, mainly helicopter flying. That's still for me like I love helicopters. Yeah. But really like becoming like a wingsuit pilot and skydiving, that wasn't a thing until I sort of like turned 17-ish, 18, because I wasn't really aware of like, people can actually jump out of a plane, I always had that dream of like, I would love to fly, but it's not that I really see myself as wingsuit world champion when I'm 30 and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it definitely was a bit of a surprise, and I'm still actually really happy that I had these years with, I always call it the normal life, because this sometimes still feels a bit like, making your hobby to your, how do you say that, to your profession? Yeah. Like that's still for me sometimes a bit surreal. Yes. So there, I think I'm really happy that I experienced or can experience both parts.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so the AGM, then the Maldives Boogie, you're going to be there.
Yes. Jarno and I are going to do the LOing for the wingsuit group. And it's just, we're so looking forward to that, because it's not, I wouldn't call it a boogie as like, like a boogie where you do 8 jumps a day. Yeah. I think the plan is to do 2 jumps a day. It's a sunrise jump, and then you have a sunset jump, and during the day, the Maldives. Right. You can go to the beach, you can go snorkel, diving. I think it's a bit more a social boogie and not just jumping. Right. Which I actually really enjoy for a change.
Yes. I could be very, very, very jealous, apart from the fact at the same time I'll be load organizing at the Costa Rica boogie. So.
Oh, okay, but that's I think that's very nice as well. I mean,
everybody watching now is like, these 2 guys.
Yeah, I think all these exotic boogie locations are really cool. Yes. I mean, I've been to the Maldives, I think once, and I never actually imagined, maybe I'm going to skydive there one day, Yeah. It's really surreal. It's like back then when they asked us to do, if we would like to do the wingsuit LO, I thought like, wow, like you're joking. Is that really going to happen? Yeah.
Fantastic.
So yeah, next week.
Well deserved, Jenna. Can I touch on a little bit what you were saying about the AGM, the seminar that you're going to, and how do you become an old skydiver? And it takes me back to, it's relevant to you guys, when I was teaching AFF. Everybody, the only reason they're doing AFF is to wingsuit base. It became, when I first started jumping, everybody was doing AFF because they wanted to sky surf. Everybody wanted to be a sky surfer. But now it's wingsuit base.
Yeah. it's funny all the time at the job zone when I talk, because I love talking to AFF students.
Yes.
And always when I ask them, like, what is your goal? Like, why are you doing AFF? It's like, yeah, because I want to jump off mountains. And it's like, but why? Like, the whole thing with skydiving, like, you have so much to explore and to learn.
Yeah.
Why are you so focused on becoming a wingsuit based jumper? You know, like, just enjoy the whole process.
Yes.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, because I always have like such a laugh, because it's like, okay, there's another one. He wants to be a wingsuit based jumper.
Yeah.
And
They see the YouTube, it looks very exciting and it looks very easy, like everything does on YouTube. And that's the problem.
Sure. But that's also, I think, a big problem at the moment, because I mean, when I like started actually with wingsuit base, I already had over 3,000 skydives,
Right.
and I don't know how many hours in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, yeah, why not just starting straight after AFF?
Yeah.
You know, that's sort of the feeling I sometimes get.
Yeah, there's 200 jumps. I don't think it's enough.
No, and I mean, in general, like, I mean, you can start with your first flight course after 200 skydives, but even that, I don't really think, if I now think back, that this is a lot, you know, that's not a lot of experience in free fall.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, most people don't have time, or I think the patience. That's a big problem. It just, everything needs to be now, like immediately.
Are you still doing your tunnel camps on a regular basis?
Sorry, if I'm still doing what?
The tunnel camps for training people?
No, we took a break last May, because we've been running, I think, over 30 tunnel camps for the last 3 years. And we both, we didn't feel too happy anymore, you know, like we felt like, also we're not really proper skydivers and current skydivers, and I actually started missing it, because I felt a bit like a tunnel rat only. And for me, if I'm coaching people, it's very important that I can give the whole set, you know, like
Yes.
tunnel experience, but also outdoor experience, because I think the tunnel is a very small part of what you can give to a potential client or customer. So there, now we will do camps again, probably by spring, summer this year, but we definitely needed the break and just focus on outdoor training. Right. Outdoor training is fun jumping, because it's just so nice flying without any walls.
Do you ever fly without a suit?
I do. Wow, it's so rare. And I'm actually, the thing is, I love it. I also here or there, we go together even to the vertical tunnel, because our new cameraman, he's a really good vertical tunnel coach and flyer.
Yes.
But it's just the free fall time like we have in the wingsuit is, you know, like almost 3 minutes.
Yes.
And then if I imagine like, yeah, like, let's go head down, it's like, yeah, and then it's done in 50 seconds, you know?
Yes.
It all goes so quick, and I love it, and I still I wanna learn, but I think for now I'm just focusing on wingsuiting.
You're so professional and driven and focused. You know, you really are an inspiration for people that are getting into the sport. You know, it's really inspiring.
That's very nice to hear, but how shall I say? Like, it's just, I think if you pick one thing, instead of doing 5 different disciplines, that's how you become better and better.
Yes.
And just being very, like, as you probably know, just being very disciplined and never stop learning, especially.
Yes.
I mean, when we're training, we're giving each other so much critique. I think sometimes for other people, it's like, wow, are they actually fighting? But it's just really, it's just critique, just trying to coach each other.
Yes. Yeah, in my 4-way team, we were fighting.
Yeah, and I think it's actually part of it, you know. Sometimes it's just you fight, and then you're doing a jump again, and then it's good. Yeah,
it's like a marriage. It's like a very strong relationship. You know, you're trying to perform and do your best, you know.
Yeah, we actually got this question quite a lot, like how is it to compete as a couple? But I think so far I only see benefits.
Good. Like, can I ask about anybody watching who's done a few hundred jumps now and they want to get into wingsuiting, what would be the things that you would say that they've not probably thought about? You know, what's the surprises people find when they start wingsuiting, which they thought, wow, I never thought it would be like this, maybe for strength or muscles or technique or different things. What are the things which they start to learn, which they probably not thought about before?
I think what really helps is like in general, like a good physique, you know, like I gave a lot of first flight courses and people were really surprised of the tension you have in the arms and that you actually should push a bit down. So there, if you're just like, I'm not even sure if it's going to the gym, but just, you know, bringing that's basic fitness. Yes. Is for sure helping, because that is always the first thing people say is like, wow, there's so much pressure on the arm wings.
Yes.
So they're just like being aware of that. That's, you know, just not having two arms like a pudding, but actually having a bit of muscles or muscle strength is definitely going to make your flights easier.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
But
I know. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, apart from like just skydive a lot and don't focus like that much on 200 jumps and then the 201st jump immediately into the first flight. Like just enjoy that whole journey of jumping and getting to know the air, you know, like without a suit and not always that rushed progress people do these days.
Yes. I've been looking at the action going on down in, is it Argentina, with the Red Bull people that are all there right now? They're all trying different sports.
I think so. Like because we met Kira 2 weeks ago, she said that she's on the way to Argentina and that she's going to do all kinds of things, which is amazing.
Yeah, there's one acrobatic pilot, aircraft pilot who's with the team as well, and I've been trying to get her for an interview. I'm saying to Kira, tell her to get in touch. I'm trying to get in touch with her.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it must be a fun week, or I don't even know how long they're going to stay there, but they try everything.
Yeah. Kira was flying a plane, wasn't she?
Yeah. I think just yesterday or 2 days ago, I watched a story like her flying a plane. Like really cool that they have this opportunity for sure.
What do you think for you then, Jenna, and for the Brick, you know, for the Fly Like Brick team and for Jarno? What do you see in the future coming up over the next few years? What you're focused
on? For sure, like now the main focus is Eloy. I cannot actually really say if we're gonna like keep doing these competitions for I don't know how many years still, because as you know, like it takes, if you're doing it proper, it just takes so much time and also like money for sure. And it's, you know, it's also sometimes stressful always, because if you train a lot and, you know, you should train again, like it's a lot of like stress. So we do want to do the next competition for sure, but then mainly trying to focus again more on events and demo jumping and coaching in general. But if we always are going to do these competitions, very difficult to tell you right now. I mean, I do love competition, but sometimes I really hate it.
Yeah, it takes everything, doesn't it? It takes the whole life.
Yeah, and you know, and then sometimes you're not sleeping well and you're stressed and you're sweaty, and it's a bit of a love and hate thing for me. I do love the whole experience of competition, but sometimes I'm also just like, oh, why am I even doing this, you know? But yeah, I mean, as long as we're staying motivated, especially now since we're also having the new cameraman, which is amazing and is giving a bit of a new, how do you say, like
new energy, a new feeling.
Exactly, new energy, and he's very motivated and he's bringing in a lot of new ideas. So we'll see, but definitely keep jumping.
Who is it, Jenna? Who's the new camera guy? Who is it?
His name is Benjamin Gay. He's from the French part of Switzerland.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, in Switzerland, you've got the French, the German, the Italian, and the Romanian, right? You've got the 4 parts.
Yeah, which is a very small part though. But what is that? I think 7% speak or not even Romanian. Very strange.
Where are you guys? Where are you based?
Bern, the capital city.
Yes, I know Bern well. I was there for the Gordon Bennett gas balloon race. I was there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, it's a lovely town. I don't think I'll ever live here. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful town. Were you competitive as a child, Jenna? Were you into other sports?
Apparently I was.
Right.
Everybody says I'm a very competitive, so I guess yeah, I cannot deny it. I'm definitely a competitive person.
Yeah. Who do you admire in the sport? Not just in wingsuiting, but in other areas as well. Who do you look up to? Who do you like to think of? Yeah, I like to be like that kind of person.
I always looked up to Cornelia Mihai.
Yeah, you remind me so much of Cornelia.
Like she's like I met her the first time I think in 17 in Dubai.
Yeah.
And I love her mentality.
She's a machine,
like,
Just a machine.
She's just, like, I love the fact that she doesn't care if she's competing against like male or female. For her, it's just, I don't care. I'm just going to do my thing. And I love that because I'm also not like that. Like for her, like if she's number one female in swooping, she doesn't care. Like she wants to be the number one swooper.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if female or male, and I'm having the same there. Like I don't mind like being a female, like I don't know, in something like first, but they're just having that same mentality as her.
Yes.
Is just really, really amazing. And just she's a great person in general.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. And you're right. She wants to be the. She is the best canopy pilot in the world. Never call her a female canopy pilot. She'll knock your head off for saying that.
And I exchanged a few messages with her when we were in Siberia, and just like also it's quite interesting how she's like mentally. Yes. So we had a few exchanges there as well, where I really thought like, wow, that's actually like that's how I should be as well, because like I think the mental game is such a big part of competition.
Yes.
And they're just actually also being capable to say like, yeah, I'm the best.
Yes.
So important, but so difficult. And I think we both struggle there still, just to say like, yeah, I got this.
Right.
But their just the exchange with her was really amazing.
How did it feel taking those world record and European records? Did it feel different at all, or did it just feel like part of the process for you?
I think it's a nice addition, but it's now not something where I think like, oh my God, we have the record like most docs in or whatever. Yeah. For me, it's definitely like just the competition results. The record is a nice thing as an extra, but at the end, I mean, we do the competition and we do want to win the competition.
Yeah. And with the filming and with the movie industry, have you got agents for that, or are you just looking after it yourself?
Primarily looking after ourselves, but we do have, thankfully, like an agency also helping.
Good.
It's very difficult if you don't have somebody like who is a bit in the business and helping.
Yes.
Well, so there, yeah.
Well, good luck with that. Good luck with all your training, Jenna. Best of luck to you, so and I look forward to seeing your results.
Yeah, would be amazing at some point at the job zone.
Yes, hopefully we can meet somewhere. You're not going, you won't be at the Polish symposium, no?
No,
I don't think symposium there in Poland.
No,
in Warsaw.
You never know. AGM was also very spontaneous, so you never say no.
Okay. Well, might see you there. Well, thanks for joining me, and I really appreciate it. I know you're not too big on all the social media stuff, so I feel quite honoured to get some time for you.
Yeah, for sure. No, anytime. That was actually a lot of fun for me as well.
Good. Thank you, Jenna.
I wish you a good day for you. Yeah.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Yeah, my day's about to start. I'm going to the dentist next. So have a great time in the Maldives, and I'll be thinking of you guys over
Same for you. Enjoy Costa Rica. Thank you so much. Have a good day.